I got a couple
hip-hop.
of, staying on some of our American brethren. I just wanted to ask you, now that this Diddy case is wrapping up, right? We're getting near the end of the trial. It's gone on for about 6 weeks. They got the closing statements last week. This is Monday when the people are seeing this, so we might have a verdict by Monday. Diddy might be out by the time we're even doing this podcast, or not.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? Do you think Diddy walks from this? And then I have a follow-up question after.
Do I think Diddy will walk away from this and just be innocent?
Have you been following up?
I haven't been following up.
Okay, so Cassie was the main person on the stand for a few weeks that everybody was like cross-examining, and that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Jane Doe, who I guess people found out is 50 Cent's baby mother, yeah, when she went up on the stand, they've been asking her a bunch of different questions, and that opened up a whole bunch of shit. However, it didn't, in the end of the day, completely prove that they weren't doing anything against their will. Like, she had her apartments paid for and all that from Diddy all the way up to like last year. You know what I'm saying? So based on all of the evidence that like we've been able to see through different, I guess, reactors, academics been going crazy on this shit. Just you watching from the outside, what do you think? Because I feel like I have more information.
I mean, I did know about the 50 Cent stuff, and I think this is kind of like opening up a bigger precedent on like S-work in general, and like what's considered like HT or whatever, And if I feel like the jury will be able to see that even in a lot of the cases there was consent, there was like a mutually agreed upon agreement, and as well as Cassie was also orchestrating and organizing a lot of the stuff, right?
Yes.
So I think for what they are prosecuting him for, like, I think plus his power, I do think he's going to walk away innocent. I don't think they're going to make an example out of him this time, because I just can't imagine the punishment being that crazy severe based on like the holes in what I've seen from the arguments. Like, it kind of like, it sounded good in headlines, but the moment they got to court, there was things started to fall apart a little bit. I was following it early on, but then as I saw with like the Cassie stuff and then the 50 Cents like baby mom and stuff, I'm like, okay, like this is just some super freaky stuff, but like, does it fall under like federal crimes? Like, what do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think he'll get one of the charges at least out of the ones that they're charging with, but not the one that holds the maximum of life in prison. Like the one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it might be the extortion one that has like, or the RICO one is what gives him the maximum 25 years, right? But if it's just like, S trafficking, he might get like 10 to 15 years.
So he's pretty much getting 10 to 15 years for being a John at that point.
Basically.
And he'll probably not do that whole time. Like,
yeah. This is just my thoughts. By the time when people see this, I don't really think that they're going to be able to, the jury's going to be able to deliberate or to figure their shit out within one day. You know what I'm saying? Or the last couple of days. You know what I'm saying? But my next question, let's say he does walk or he does get like reduced charges. Can his reputation be salvaged after everything that we know right now, bro? Like has like, rubbing stuff on his nipples and all kind of wild shit that we've heard about Diddy. But we're also in 2025.
I personally think that if he's able to escape this, he will arrive back to the scene like even bigger.
Interesting.
And it will be like a weird aura, like it'll be like creepy, but it's also powerful that like, yo, you went through all this and you came out unscathed. And like if you're still rich and you still have like that, I wouldn't say billionaire status, but he has the entrepreneurial status where it's like he's probably gonna still try to put on for black productions and black media and like creating jobs for his community, and still doing whatever he does with the freak offs, but just doing it
in private,
safely, like with people he could trust, I guess. I guess he did it with the wrong people eventually.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he can't continue to freak offs, but it also begs another question. Like, all right, you could be all of this philanthropist and everything you want to be. Is it safe for us to accept it? Like, if Diddy was to come to We Love Hip Hop and be like, I'll fund We Love Hip Hop, I'll invest in We Love Hip Hop, I got to think about it twice because like I'm going to be openly funded by P. Diddy. Everybody's going to know this.
Yeah, but do you buy the story that because he was trying to get out of his deal with Ciroc, or like he was suing Ciroc or something like that, that's when all of this started coming out? Because I think it was pretty convenient timing for all of that to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I do think that some people will hate the fact that Diddy will be back in the spotlight. But I don't know, maybe there are some people that would want to work with him. Maybe Ye would want to work with him in the Elon Musk, and he'll join that kind of like circle.
And I think, we're forgiving as a people, but not only that, like there's a lot of people who will just accept the money over their integrity. So they don't care how much wild, freaky shit that Diddy was into, or even if they have some criminal charges that stuck. It's like, bro, they don't make his money any less green.
Yeah. And I do want to add that, like, let's think about like O.J. Simpson. I think he got like reinstated in a way.
Yes, but he didn't have as much to do with the community. He was already like, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Yeah. So like we weren't waiting for OJ to come back to the community with open arms or anything.
Even as someone that wasn't like super putting on in that sense, you like the black community like accepted him back. So someone like Diddy, who's like pretty like pro-black, like in a lot of his statements and stuff, like he's big on like building the black enterprise,
black
and the
excellence.
community. Yeah, exactly. So like I think people might accept him. Like Bill Cosby, I feel like it was too late by the time like.
Yes, but also Bill Cosby's under the same category as the next homeboy that we just mentioned, because he was also like, oh, pull up your pants, and oh, I don't know about this rap music.
So you're saying Diddy was like more unapologetically black in that sense?
Yes, he was part of our culture. He was he was signing rappers, problematic ones, non-problematic ones. Like he was in the culture, willing to take arrows. You know what I'm saying? Even though like people were mad at his record contracts and stuff like that, he still put on rappers, bro.
Whereas Bill Cosby was more so trying to correct the culture in certain ways.
They're anti-culture even. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't like the way this young culture is coming up. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, those guys are not down. Like, freaking OJ wasn't down, bro. Diddy was more than down. He was creating culture, bro.
How about Jay-Z?
Creating culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with Jay. If Jay says, all right, I start working with Diddy again, everybody starts working with Diddy again.
Yeah, and it's easy to rewrite history. It's easy to change the narrative about Diddy. He could release a sick song and, do some giveaways or whatever. And he already does a lot for the community.
Yeah.
So this could, if he gets through this unscathed and he's innocent.
It has to be unscathed, though.
Yeah. But he might do a little time, like you say. He might have to plead guilty to like the smallest charge.
Hold on. Let me pull that back. If it's not unscathed, like he just caught one charge, something, some of the little freaky stuff, maybe the HT, you know what I'm saying? But like he's able to come out in like 5 years. You think we're just going to take him back? Like you caught an HT, bro.
But it wasn't like it was like against their will, right? Like he just hired prostitute. Sorry, I didn't want to say it.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Like, and she came across state lines, right? Or whatever.
Yes, I guess if we want to get technical with it.
I don't think, you think the black community would hate him for that?
I already know the answer to the question that I asked. It's no, because we've had so much pimps in our culture. Nobody, if a guy got a couple of hoes and put them across state lines, nobody cares.
No one's gonna budge. Yeah. And then I think at the same time, I think his son just released a new track, and I think his son, if Diddy were to go behind bars for 5 years, his son would probably keep his relevance. We'll hear TMZ being like, apparently Diddy did this in jail. We have a phone call from him. He's gonna do little ways. He'll probably have still business moves going on the outside.
Yeah.
But the 5 years. So that would be like 2030. I don't know. Maybe when he comes back out, he'll be a hero. Maybe he'll be forgotten. I don't think he'll be forgotten.
No.
He's too impactful.
He's done too much.
We can't really take away from what he's accomplished, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, he's put on a lot of rappers. Like I got to hear about the Locks because of Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Black Rob, Biggie.
Yeah, but he was dealing with them dirty.
Even though, like, I still got. It's not to say that I would have never gotten to hear them at all.
Yeah,
but Diddy definitely helped.
Yeah, but would you say that he exploited a lot of his artists?
He exploited all of them. Every single one of them. Mace, everybody. But he also gave everybody their publishing back right before all of this shit happened.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess you got to exploit people to get to the top.
You don't, but he did.
Well, it just so happens that everyone at the top has exploited someone.
Yeah. But listen, man, I guess to be determined, because we're recording this, or this is premiering on a Monday, and I don't think he's going to be walking on a Monday, but who knows? I could be talking shit and he might be out on road right now. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. To be determined.
Do you feel like the term "No Diddy" will still be around for the next 5 years?
No, I don't think that's. I think it's gonna die down. I think we're gonna go back to the regular pause. Pause is shorter, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No Diddy takes too long to say after a while, and everybody likes to shorten shit.
Yeah, it's 3 syllables versus friggin' pause.
Just pause. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna say salute to Diddy, but to be determined. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.